tell us about your journey to Hardin-Simmons University. How'd you get here?
So I got to Hardin-Simmons as a barely 18-year-old, coming from the Metroplex because I wanted to go to a Christian school a little bit a ways away from my parents, which was a key, and just absolutely fell in love with the campus and the people who are here.
But you came here and you're still here. So tell us.
So I think I've done about everything you can do at Hardin-Simmons. I was an undergraduate student, and then I was a post-bac student. And then I very quickly got hired on in the library as a part-time staff member, which turned into a full-time staff member, then professional staff, and then finally faculty. And I've adjuncted, and now I'm a grad student at Hardin-Simmons. So I've done all the HSU stuff.
Jeremy, there's one last role, president.
I don't want
you. I knight the president of Hardin-Simmons University. There you go.
Pass.
What do you love about Hardin-Simmons students?
I love Hardin-Simmons students. They're just good kids. You know, I was one of those kids, and the cool thing for me was I found that there was a lot of care and attention and love that was given to me here. And my goal is to be able to provide that back to these current students, because I received so much outpouring of that that I want to be able to in turn give that back to current students who are here.
And you give that back in the library and teaching, things like that. What do you like about just the teaching process, teaching students?
The number of those kids who come back into my office, and one was asking about grad school. Wow. And so this was a class, I mean, I've seen this kid a couple of times throughout the past 4 years, but for him to intentionally, and he's not a library person, so for him to come into the library and come find me for that purpose made me feel good.
That's cool.
That relationship was created and fostered for a kid that I didn't really, it's one of those seeds that was planted, and you do the best you can, and then you just have to let God grow it however he wants to.
Looks like you did. So tell me, if there's one thing that you could do every day for the rest of your life, you had to do it, what would that one thing be?
Shoot hockey pucks.
What is it about hockey?
And it's not with people, it's a very individual, like I want to be by myself.
Just shooting
by myself and just skating and shooting. It's something, that's my peaceful place. That's my physical activity. You're doing something, you're outside a little bit, and just, it's a very peaceful time for me when I'm not worried about anything else.
Most impactful book in your life? And you can't use the Bible.
Okay.
So what is the one book that you read and went, man, this?
See, that's a tough question for a librarian, because there's
going
to be people who are going to
sweat.
There are people going to be upset with me about my answers. I'll pick one of the last ones I read. It was called Breath.
Okay.
And the whole aspect of this book is about how poorly we breathe and how breathing sets up everything that we do.
Wow.
And so from the physiological, how does the body work? How do we do it now? And then going back to prayer, and a lot of those Latin prayers were done with breaths in mind, and the prayers that were done in Latin Christendom, Hinduism, Buddhism, Native American, they all follow this one rhythm. Wow. And it's about breathing, and the breathing is what gives you a lot of the peace that you find when you pray. And so it's a very fascinating book.
Well, I'm going to keep breathing.
It's important.